you open yourself to acceptance. The results that can be so infectious. Catapult and you see the projection. You just gotta know.
Alright, cults, cultures and occult. Okay, so firstly I'm going to break down what cultures are. I'm not going to do it in full detail, but I'll just do it simple. And then it basically breaks down a cult as well. So what culture actually is, any culture. So any country has its own culture, which means any country has its own cult. Okay? So what is a cult? It's a select group of people that follow the same ideologies. Okay? What are you doing? Oh? So yes, it's a group of people that follow the same ideologies. So literally any country that you go to is a cult, which is why, for example, in like the Euros and stuff, you have different countries, their own fans are technically their own cults, which is why they go against each other, because they're their own cult. So cultures, every country is a cult. Now when you look into occult, you understand that it's a mysterious cult, a cult that isn't really accepted by what you call today's society or today's matrix or today's program system that we call the matrix, or we call reality, or that we call earth, or that we call Gaia, or this plane of existence. So cults, cultures and occults. What we need to understand is that we're in a cult. If you were born in a country, you are in a cult. You're placed into a cult. And again, if you've watched my other videos before, you chose to be placed into that cult. So this is going to be a quick video because I'm just trying to explain what cults are. I need to understand where you're at, kind of, and what cult you're in. Because again, different countries follow different ideologies. If, for example, I'm in England, England's a pretty racist cult. Even if you look back at the history of it, history of England, it's incredibly racist, enslaved fucking the world, did crusades in the name of a white Jesus, even though Jesus went to Egypt to hide. Like, where the white dude go to Egypt to hide? He's gonna be stuck out like a sore thumb. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is you need to understand that you've been put into a cult and you're following a cult. Okay? Even if you don't like the country that you live in, you're still following cult rules. Stop chewing grass. You're still following cult rules. So once you can understand what cult you're in, you can understand how to get out of the cult. Okay? All you have to do is look at the countries, study the countries, see what they follow, see what religion they follow. Religion is a cult. A group of people that follow the same ideologies. It's a culture. Religion is a culture. It's a cult. This is actually where a cult comes from, because a cult was a religion. Most occult sciences are religions. They're a group of people that follow the same ideologies. They're cults. What we call religion today, for some reason, religion needs to be a kind of they make it seem positive. Most religions aren't even positive because we are living in a backwards world, like quite literally. I mentioned in my other videos where it was hijacked over 2,000 years ago so we can live backwards, which is why the church tell you that Pan, or the goat, is the devil. It's a fucking goat. The devil is backwards living. You could class Pan as Satan, or Saturn, but I wouldn't really class him as the devil. The church classes him as the devil. But then the church is backwards. So you've got to understand that there's been a very long line of cult manipulation that has been going on for, again, over 2,000 years. Since the reset was hijacked. So when you look into what culture you're into, you can understand how it's programmed you. Now, obviously different cultures, if you're in a different country, you're going to be programmed by different cultures and different cults and different ideologies. But again, it's about breaking free and understanding that you're in a cult. If you don't want to be part of a particular cult, you need to stop following their culture. Okay? So for example, again, I'm in England. English culture is a very alcoholic culture. I don't drink at all. I stopped drinking 4 years ago. I used to drink quite a lot at university. Anyone that went to university with me knows that I did. And then when I came back from uni, I went out for a little bit. I didn't like go out, but I went to like a work gathering thing. I had 4 drinks. 4. And before this I had 1 and still threw up the next day. I had 4, like 4 small ones, and I was disgusting the next day. But before this I could drink like a bottle of vodka and be Gucci the next day. So yeah, if you drink alcohol, stop drinking alcohol. It fucks with your spirit, which is why it's called spirit. Again, we're living in a backwards society, so a lot of the words are there to be in place for certain reasons. Spirit fucks with your spirit. Television lies to your vision. Breakfast is the act of breaking your fast. Okay? So yeah, what I've been trying to say here is understand that you are in a cult. Okay? Understand that you can break free from the cult. Understand that you can change the cult as well. The changing the cult is a bit of a hard thing to do because I'm not in any position to become Prime Minister. But you know what I mean. We have the power to change cults, the culture. We have the power to change the world. The world is a collective cult as well. It's a collective human cult. Obviously with some other beings around. I'm going to do another video on that in very shortly. Well, the same day, unless my phone dies again. But yeah, you're in a cult. Get out of the cult. Okay, stop following the culture that you've been brought up into. You selected to be brought up into it, but remember you chose to break free from it. Okay, there's a lot of things within certain countries that you kind of abide by, and that is your cult. Okay, again, the purpose of this video is to tell you that you are within a cult. Okay, so before anyone starts going to people that dabble in things like occult, telling them they're cultists, understand what a cult is first. You're a cultist. Everyone's a cultist. You just don't realise it because you haven't been told it. Okay? So that is it. Thank you for watching. Like, comment and subscribe if it makes any sense. But yeah, small video, short video, just to explain that you're in a cult. Okay? Break free. You can break free from yourself. Once you break free from yourself, you break free from the cult. Because you are the cult. Again, watch my last video. You programmed yourself to be in the cult. It's complicated, but it makes sense because I break it down really easily. Okay? Thank you.